Speed Drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That is right. Welcome in. It is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. No AD today. Filling in for my man Aaron Davis is the black shirt Terrell Farley. Good morning, Terrell.
Good morning, Nicholas.
Terrell, the show brought to you by our friends over at Doors Plus. Whether it's a residential or commercial job, Doors Plus can help you with all your garage door needs. Doors Plus specializes in garage door repair as well as replacements. They know and understand that just because your garage door is broken doesn't mean that you need a brand new one. Save money with Doors Plus by repairing your door instead of replacing. Doors Plus serves Lincoln and the surrounding area. Give them a call today, 402-590-5800, and you can visit them online at doorsplusllc.com. All right, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you. Now, Terrell, we were going to start the show nice and smooth, no worries, and talking Husker football. But here's the deal. I have to just get on these airwaves and defend myself for being dragged through the mud in the last 20 minutes of early break. And so I don't know if you heard any of that was going on. But for those that don't know, there is a media event today at the stadium where you can try out concession stand food items, Terrell.
For who?
For the media. So they can try out, they can sample the new concession stand items at the stadium.
Let's go.
Okay, so here's what it was. So Keith sent everybody on the media email, hey, this is an opportunity for you guys. If you would like to come and try and sample some new menu items, just RSVP. And when it initially was sent out earlier this week, or I can't remember, maybe even it was last week, when Keith sent out the email, I had an appointment. I had something on my schedule this afternoon at 2 p.m. Well, the event takes place at 2:30. And then the press conference is after the tasting event at 4 p.m. So that is why I did not RSVP, because I was unable to make the media tasting event, but I was going to be able to make the press conference. And then Jake Sorensen gets on the airwaves and starts dragging me through the mud, being belligerent with how it's my fault that he doesn't get to go to the media tasting event. And guess what? Here's what I'll say. Jake, there's a simple way to fix this. Email Keith and say, hey, I would like to be on the media list, because that's all it takes. Jake goes out here and he's like, hey, I don't get the emails. Nick gets the emails. Guess what? I get the emails. Austin gets the emails. Why? Because we all just said, hey, we'd like to be on the media email list. That is why we get the emails. So I think that this is, could I have told Jake, hey, you like food. Would you like to go down to the stadium and try out the new concession stand items? Sure, I suppose I could. But also, you could just join the email list, Terrell, not you specifically, but Jake, and he would have known, okay, I could go down to the stadium this next week and try out all the concession stand items. I just wanted to, the guys don't let me come in here and defend myself. They don't let me hop on the microphone and defend myself. And I just wanted to just get on here right from the get-go and let everybody know, full transparency, why Jake was unaware of the whole situation. Completely avoidable if he just signs up for the emails.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
It's too early for all this, Nick, though.
Is it too early?
Yeah. Just fresh out the shower.
Okay, are you?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you stopping in this morning.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And by the way, Nick, it's football season.
Yeah.
Change your intro. You're not doing basketball anymore. There's a lot of basketball passing.
You're going to come on here and start criticizing the Open.
Yeah, change your intro. Yeah, Nick, you have to. It's football season now.
There will be football.
Full swing.
There will be football. Next Friday we start high school football.
All right.
So we'll see Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln North Star first game next Friday. So Grant Tranowitz's squad and James Thompson's squad. That'll be who we have on the airwaves. It's going to be a busy couple of days next week, because not only will we have all of our festivities from Kansas City or from here in Lincoln, we're doing some things in both spots and both locations. But then on top of that is then the very next day is high school football. So it's once you get a little taste of it, you get all of it.
Yeah.
So all right, so we are 8 days away. 402-464-5685. And I know you and Bach have done this, and this isn't an original idea by any means. But Terrell, when you think of number 8s in Husker football history, which one comes to mind? Because for me, growing up in my era, there's one. There's one guy. But for you, it might be a little bit different.
I want to hear yours first.
Well, it's Amir Abdullah.
Amir Abdullah.
I mean, it's Amir. I mean, maybe Stanley Morgan Jr. is on that list. Maybe. But in terms of what he did for Nebraska,
my best 8 is better than not saying he's better than your 8, but he's a national champion.
Okay, well, and see, there's that where growing up, obviously there was no national championships to root for me as a fan, but that is where I lie, because I sit there and I go, okay, as if I'm growing up, like same conversation for when it was 10 days ago and Bach and I were talking about it.
Yeah.
Like instantly for me, it was Roy Halou Jr. But that's just because of the different era that we grew up in versus the one that you grew up in.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's Tyrone Williams, 2-time national champion.
Yeah.
Came here as a Prop 48 from same high school as Tommy Frazier. Tyrone was the leader of the DBs back there, drafted 3rd round and to the Green Bay Packers in 1996, won a national, not a national title, but a NFL championship with the Green Bay Packers, was a starter straight off the rip as a rookie. He's my number 8.
So I'm trying to think of some other ones, and text line, feel free to help us out here. Some of the the number 8s that we're missing, because obviously it has to be respectable.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could go up and down the list and name, other number 8s that played but are not in the conversation of some of the greatest ever, right? Like I think of, and once again, this is showing my age and what era I grew up in, but like I remember defensive back Austin Cassidy was number 8, a Lincoln Southwest grad that played a decent amount of time at Nebraska, and that defensive secondary, Austin Cassidy, I believe, was number 8. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Obviously, Stanley Morgan Jr. is in that conversation.
Tyrone Bird.
Yep, there you go.
Both the guys.
Yeah, because you'll have a much better time naming older guys that were on much more successful teams, frankly.
Yeah. Well, it's a guy who does this, and he gets to pick his best number 8. But because a lot of people are going to go with the running back if he's a guy who touches the ball over a defensive back who covers the ball. But at the same time, Amir Abdul is probably the best number 8. But I got to give other guys who wear number 8 that much credit as he gets. I love Amir. I love what he's done for the University of Nebraska. One of the best running backs, one of my all-time top 5, I could say, running backs here at Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
And, just guys like that. Tyrone Williams, Tyrone Bird, Stanley Morgan. Did like Stanley Morgan was a great receiver for Nebraska. Don't know who has number 8 this year.
Well, it's Deshaun Singleton.
Yeah, okay.
That's where it is tough. And Bach and I were joking about this the other day. It is going to be difficult because as we get, 20 years removed from 2025, when we're sitting there at 2045 talking about the teams of the 2020s, it's going to be like, okay, do you remember what year Deshaun Singleton was 8 and what year he wasn't a single number, right? Like, or a single digit. Because now that they do the single digits, guys are changing numbers left and right. Ja'Cory Barney, it's still, I was looking through, I mean, this is a true story. What I was doing just yesterday, I looked at the picture of the single digits that they had. And I was like going through, okay, I know obviously Malcolm Hartzog, just from a size standpoint, like you can kind of pick out Malcolm Hartzog. Obviously, you know, Riley Van Poppel's in there, and Deshaun Singleton and Marquise Buford Jr. and Sierra Wright. And I'm sitting there going, okay, who is number 4? Who's 4? Well, okay, Janiran Bonner, right? Like I still think about Bonner at his old number. And then you have Ja'Cory Barney. Well, Ja'Cory Barney, in my opinion, it fits so well at 17. It's still going to take me, even next Thursday when I'm at Arrowhead watching Ja'Cory Barney, it's still going to take me a second to correlate his new number to him.
Yeah, Shavers too. I mean, he was, what was he, 9?
Yep.
He was 1.
Yeah.
What was his other number before that? 10 or something? Like it was something.
And so, I mean, so here's another one. Like there was a time. So the defensive back, Chris Jones was number 8 back in 2015. Like I'm just going through the Nebraska football roster here. Even, how about this one? Even Joe Gans wore number 8. The quarterback, Joe Gans, wore number 8 for a season
Logan
or 2.
Smothers.
That's right. So like there's a lot of these guys, obviously, that, you know, Logan Smothers is in no conversation to have to be talked about as one of the best and things like that. But what we're getting at is it is going to be difficult when we get 20 years removed from these Matt Rule seasons. And this is not me criticizing their decisions to do single digits and things like that. I think it's a fine idea and stuff. But it is going to make it difficult in these conversations when we're going back and forth being like, okay, do you remember what year did Ja'Cory Barney go over to 2? And then next year, if he's a single digit, does he stick with number 2 or does he go to number 3 or number 1 or whatever the case may be? It is interesting there in that regard. But yeah, 8 doesn't seem like a super popular number for some of the best of all time.
Well, I was number 8 in junior college. That was my junior college number for 2 years. I wanted number 8 at Nebraska, but I knew I didn't have a chance at it because a starter had it. But so, you know, they gave me 50 something at first. That didn't look right on me.
Mm-hmm.
So they changed it, and that one is begun at 43.
So like in 20, so this is where I'm looking, like 2020. Oh, Deontay Williams. I mean, gosh dang, that's a name I haven't thought about in a while. Deontay Williams was number 8 in 2020, 2022. I mean, there's a lot of these guys. Miles Farmer was number 8 for a while. Obviously, like you said, Logan Smothers. It's going to be interesting going forward. Eric on the text line says, "Oh, negative Nick joining the party." Terrell, what was I negative about?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's you guys. I stay out of it.
No, you don't, because you criticized the Open the second you joined the show.
Well, I just say, Nick, it's not basketball season.
Well, that's all right.
It's a long time away.
It is a long time away. But however, what is going to be here before we know it is college football. I wanted to get your thoughts on this, Terrell, because there's been so much conversation about, as we round out the first segment here in a couple of minutes, there's been so much conversation about not only rev sharing and NIL and those things, but the alternate uniforms that Nebraska's choosing to wear. So we're starting to see how mid-level, mid-major teams are starting to combat these financial deficits that they'll be at in comparison to Power 5 teams, right? There's two schools in particular that have done things to really combat it, and they've been outspoken about it. One is Northern Illinois and their former player, who's now their head coach, Thomas Hammock. You remember Northern Illinois went on the road and beat Notre Dame, ends up beating Notre Dame. They also won 8 games last year. But then on top of that is the other one is Middle Tennessee State. And the way I find this fascinating, the way that Middle Tennessee State is kind of combating this and saving money in the long run is they are not wearing alternate jerseys. They have 2 variations of uniforms. They're going to wear the same colored pants every single game. And then also on top of that, they only have 1 helmet design, where in years past, they've had multiple of both. And they said that in doing this, they are going to save around $800,000 of their football budget, which they are going to then be able to move over and shift into the NIL rev sharing kind of department. And I find that fascinating because these are problems and these are conversations that at a place like Nebraska will never happen. Like you never have to be like, okay, should we not do an alternate uniform this year? Should we only have 1 variation of pants? Should we only have 1 variation of jersey? You know, whatever it may be, a home and away version, just to save a couple extra $100,000. But at places like Middle Tennessee State, it's a big deal. Like that $800,000 or $675,000, whatever that number may be, that's a massive number, because that is the ability to maybe even retain a couple of your guys going into next season.
Well, those are the lower level schools. I mean, they really don't have the money for it. I mean, we can say all that. I mean, I talk to Mickey Joseph all the time about, you know, how can he get his team better? He said, Farley, it's money. He says money. I mean, especially when a big school like LSU comes steals your defense, your linebacker, you know, that you recruited that nobody wanted out of high school, and all of a sudden the kid becomes a hot commodity and he loses that. Well, Mickey came up with the idea that he wants composition for that player.
Absolutely.
I almost went to a lower level tier school. I signed with Arkansas State out of high school. I think I changed my mind probably a month before going. So, you know, I think when you talk about these lower level schools, they don't have the funding like we have, but they have some of the best alumni that we probably would never know about. Like probably Tennessee State, they got great alumni. When you talk about Northern Illinois, this is the team who beat Notre Dame, who came and beat Nebraska on their home field and took pictures. So, you know, I mean, it's and I'm not a fan of alternate jerseys, especially when we talk about the color configuration you put together. Like I seen some green stuff. I posted a picture yesterday. It was green corn.
But those are 99% of the time fake.
Yeah, I know they're fake, but you know,
I mean, if Nebraska ever comes out in corn jerseys, we need to rethink some priorities. We need to rethink some priorities. Here's what's interesting. So CBS Sports did a conversation with Thomas Hammock, who is a former Northern Illinois Husky himself, and then now he's the head coach there. He's in his, I think, 3rd or 4th season. But Thomas Hammock, he brings it up. He goes, look, let's be honest with ourselves. Last year, I made just over $700,000 as Northern Illinois' head coach. Notre Dame's quarterback, Riley Leonard, had an NIL deal worth over $1 million. That is a sitting, acting head coach at Northern Illinois talking about these numbers. And he goes, the discrepancy in money is like the New York Yankees and a single-A minor league ball club. He said that's what the discrepancy is. He said, he said, if you pull away the jerseys, if you go back and watch the game, put blank jerseys on both teams, you'd say that it was a tremendously physical affair of two teams going back and forth, and you can't tell which one has a $20 million roster and which one doesn't. It's incredible when you look at, now granted, a program in a place like Northern Illinois, they can cling on to a top 10 win on the road against Notre Dame. They can cling on to that and they can use it as fuel, in the recruiting department. And Northern Illinois signed 2 4-stars last year in the recruiting cycle. They also didn't utilize the transfer portal. Thomas Hammock, how about this one? How about these statistics? When we're in this day and age of college football, where especially at the mid-major level, Terrell, we see guys and mid-major schools kind of have to do roster overhauls through the portal. It was incredible to read this, if I can find it here, that they signed 31 high school guys and only brought in 11 transfers. Northern Illinois did. And I say only because it was the most high school recruits in the MAC and the fewest transfer portal recruits in the MAC for Northern Illinois. And so when you look at just the way Thomas Hammock kind of talks about how he's doing and operating things, with him fully coming out and being transparent of saying, hey, look, these guys are getting paid more than me as a head coach. I understand people might push back on the text line and stuff and say, well, coaches are just fine, right? Like they'll get paid their money in the long run, no matter what. But it does kind of put into perspective on some of these conversations that these mid-major, lower level programs are having to just try to save money in every area.
Well, the thing is, how much did the NCAA give them? That's the thing. I mean, they have to learn how to work in their budget, just like every other top school does. You still have to get out and get your boosters to come there. You still have to get out and sell your program, especially to 31 high school kids. 11 transfers is not bad. I know you don't have the money, but you still have to go out there and play the game.
Yeah. And you still have to sell. Like, yeah. I think that there's this misconception nowadays of that, while yes, money might be the main driver for some guys, like Terrell, like they still got to go out and win games.
Yeah.
Like that's where Nebraska, maybe to a certain extent, it is impressive, the momentum that Nebraska's been able to have on the recruiting trail at certain times and it's transcended staffs, right? Like, and sometimes with new staffs and new faces, it brings in, revitalized energy, and they can pitch that they're pitching off of potential and off of what they expect to happen, rather than maybe the wins and losses right off the bat. But now, like in year 3 of Matt Rhule, this is a massive deal, not only because of Nebraska's current roster, but you look at, all right, let's look at not only the schedule in 2026, it becomes a little bit tougher than what it is in 2025. But if this season goes incredibly well, yeah, it can really propel you into the next year and into next season. And when you're talking about the 2027 recruiting classes and the 2028 recruiting classes, it can propel you pretty rapidly. But if it goes awry, well, then it can have the opposite effect, and then you don't really have much to hold on to going forward.
Yeah. So here's what I think, Nick, about this whole expectations of Nebraska. Nebraska has gotten better.
Yeah.
So has 61 other teams out there got better. Don't just sit here and tell me we're going to go 10-2 because we've got better. Other teams got better. Other teams got transfer portal. Other teams have signing guys. I just want these guys to learn how to take this game by game, because if you go out there and you stumble against a Cincinnati, if you stumble against a Michigan, now you're 2-2, not the expectations you wanted.
Yeah.
So focus on what's ahead, not what's down the road.
100%.
So you don't need to worry about who's the quarterback for Michigan. You need to worry about who's the quarterback for Cincinnati. How are you going to stop him? A lot of people are just reading out the schedules. Schedules are different once the season gets started. You have injuries. You have some players that's not the players you thought they were going against each other. So it's a lot of difference when you talk about scheduling and the way college football is played.
Well, and I mean the perfect. By the way, Brendan Sorsby, former Indiana quarterback, is the starting quarterback for the Cincinnati Bearcats next week. On that note, the perfect example of all of this is why you can't look too far down the schedule. And we know programs like Ohio State, yeah, they're going to be good, right? Like, and programs like Penn State are always going to be formidable opponents. But here is what I would say is that when you go back to 2021 or 2022, and when you know, okay, in 2024, Nebraska has a road game at Indiana on the schedule, in 2022 or even in 2023, that looked a lot less daunting than what it turned out to be when you got to the day in 2024, right? So, like, I think, yeah, you're absolutely right. Of you got to have a pulse on what's coming down the road, but I think you have to be present in the moment too. And you got to take care of business first. And that's why we know Matt Rule has the whole mantra of like 1-0, go 1-0 this week, that cliche reference and cliche phrase and everything. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, Nebraska's got to take care of Cincinnati next Thursday. And although it's expected, right? If it were to go the other way, we could be having some very different conversations very quickly to start this season. So who knows? Who knows what happens there? That game, 8 p.m. kickoff. It's shaping up, the weather-wise, it's shaping up to be a pretty nice night down in Kansas City at Arrowhead. Gus Mohawk, here's this. He says, I think you guys are truly underestimating, and probably not you guys, he probably means me specifically. I think you're truly underestimating the combination of Raiola and Holgorsen. You asked, you have Mike Eckler on special teams. You have something dangerous. The Cornhuskers will have a better year than the Georgia Bulldogs. You can bet on that.
Stop. Let me tell you something.
There you go, Terrell. Run wild.
When I play, this is one of the I'm gonna use this analogy on this part.
Okay.
Danny Warfel and Steve Spurrier, two good coaches, good quarterbacks, and a mastermind of the running gun. When you go against a smart defensive coordinator and Charlie McBride, who figures out offenses real quick, the tables turns. So you have smart cornerbacks out there. You have smart safeties out there. They're more smarter than the quarterbacks out there. So, if that defense is put in a position to win the game, then it'll be a whole nother story. I'm not trying to take anything away from Holgorsen or Raiola. I'm a defensive guy.
Of course.
The defense got to be smarter than the offense sometimes to win the ball game. It's not just chess. It's not just checkers. It's chess too.
Yeah.
So, it's different. It's different, themes or different things to throw at an offense that sometimes it's too late to pick up on.
Yeah.
Especially when you run it soon the ball snap.
Do you think Nebraska will have a better year than Georgia?
No.
That's what Gus asked.
Gus he's drinking early.
Okay, there it is.
Thank you.
Let's step aside. We have so much to get to throughout the show. In the next segment, we actually are going to talk Dylan Raiola because I was thinking about this yesterday afternoon, last night. Sometimes I think about, have you ever seen The Office, Terrell?
Yes.
Where Andy goes, I wish there was a way to tell yourself that you were in the good old days when you're actually in them and not, years after it. I wondered that if we're sitting here right now and taking things for granted. And what I mean by that, Nebraska is not in a quarterback conversation. And think about in the last decade how many times Nebraska football has had questions under center over and over, right? And maybe we've started out, Nebraska has started the season with few questions, but quickly questions have popped up and people have wanted to go to the backup quarterback. And I kind of want to go down memory lane because we're seeing on social media, UCF, I know this is low-hanging fruit. Scott Frost hasn't picked a starting quarterback. Auburn talked about how they might play three quarterbacks in week one. There's a lot of quarterback questions and conversations across the entire country. And Nebraska's pretty drama-free at one of the most important positions on the field. I kind of want to go down memory lane, talk about this year, talk about Dylan Raiola when we come back. In the 10 o'clock hour, plenty of stuff to get to as well. Maybe a little NFL conversation with Terrell later in the show. But let's talk quarterbacks and the drama-free situation that Nebraska has currently with Dylan Raiola under the center. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com or call 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th. Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer alongside Terrell Farley today, and Aaron Davis. I almost said Anthony Davis. Aaron Davis back tomorrow. Before we dive into Nebraska football a little bit deeper, are you looking for an experienced insurance agent who is capable of preparing you for the unexpected moments in your life? Contact Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services today to learn how you can protect your future and everything that matters most to you. Jack will work with you to identify your short and long-term goals, create a customized plan for your insurance and financial needs as well. Jack believes nothing can replace the value of human friendships, and it is what he does best. Give Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services a call today, 402-421-9100, or you can visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward today. 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the rest of the way here. We'll talk a little bit of defense in the 10 o'clock hour because I want to get to just the expectations and what we are kind of hoping to see from a guy in John Butler as the defensive coordinator. Terrell, we'll talk about that later in the show in the 10 o'clock hour. First, I want to discuss how Nebraska's quarterback situation is pretty drama-free right now. Like, we go into fall camp, we went into the summer, we went into the offseason last year after the Pinstripe Bowl victory, and we know who's going to be leading the Huskers under center. And I guess this is just me trying to bring this to the forefront of, like, there's been a lot of years in the past where there's been question after question on who's going to be Nebraska's starter. Are they capable of being Nebraska's starter? Are they capable of staying healthy long enough, right? Like, those were the conversations that we had around Adrian Martinez. We know he's going to be out there to start. How long is he able to stay healthy because of the way that they used Adrian Martinez? In more recent years, Heinrich Haarberg. What's the durability of Heinrich Haarberg? What's the decision-making of guys like Logan Smothers and Luke McCaffrey? What about way back when with going back to Mike Riley, where in the days of like Tristan Jebbia and those practice, battles? I just think that it's important for us to acknowledge that, at least to this point, under this staff, at some of the key positions, there hasn't been a whole lot of drama, especially at quarterback. In this day and age of college football, Terrell, to where if you want success, especially offensively, you cannot miss on quarterbacks.
You can't. Running backs either. So
yeah, and maybe they've missed a little bit on running back.
Yeah. We have a quarterback, but the thing is he's already developed, but he has to get better at some of the throws.
Dramatically.
Some of the throws he does. We don't need the Patrick Mahomes stuff. I mean,
no.
the sidearm stuff. You got a lot of talent around this kid to help.
Yeah.
Put him over that hill.
To take the next jump.
Yeah, to take the next jump. I mean, to jump out the ship.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking, it's more on Holgorsen than it is on Dylan Raiola, because Holgorsen calls the plays. And he puts Dylan in a position to win. Dylan has to make the throws, though. He has to make the reads. He has to read the defense. Having 3 good receivers is a big plus for him. Having a great running back in Emmett Johnson will also help. But it comes down to Dylan making the throws on time perfectly. Not trying to be pretty. I don't care if it has a waggle in it, as long as he gets the ball somewhere in the receiver arms.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, so I'm looking back at Dylan. The last couple of games last year, he somewhat struggled a little bit. I'm interested to see how much more mobile he is this year as well. His ability to move, his comfort in the pocket. There were times last year, as many freshmen would, they get jittery in the pocket, right? And maybe they force things, they rush the process, whatever it might be. And those types of things come with experience. I mean, there were unfortunately a lot of mistakes last year. 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. for Dillon last year. But I think you said something very, very key in that Nebraska's staff is giving him all the pieces he needs to win. This is not, we could sit here and have a completely different conversation if Nebraska wouldn't have gone and gotten Dane Key out of the portal, if they wouldn't have gotten Isaiah Hunter out of the portal, if they wouldn't have worked so hard to flip Cortez Mills in the recruiting cycle. There's a lot here to where if you just flip a couple of the decisions that Nebraska's staff has made, then we're looking at a different type of outlook, I think, for Nebraska's offense. Nebraska boosted the playmakers around Dillon dramatically in the offseason. And so with that being said, right now, there are no questions. There's no drama. But if Nebraska can't figure out ways to win games or produce offensively, then yeah, we're going to have to start having some conversations about whether that's the coordinator or that's the quarterback.
Well, there's always going to be a little drama, Nick. You know what?
What if there's not, though?
It's going to be a little drama.
What if we just went drama-free?
Okay, you fix what you needed to fix. Is the offensive line fixed to fully? Are they capable of being a run block and a pass block team on both levels? Mm-hmm. Are they going to be 100% at pass blocking, 100% at run blocking?
I have a strange confidence, and I don't know how to feel about it. I have a strange confidence level in Nebraska's offensive line.
Well, you're not going to be able to tell to Michigan till you get to play the big dogs or some guys with a defensive line.
Yeah.
That's when you figure it out. The first 3 games might be a roll of the dice, but when you come play Michigan, their offensive line is going to be big. Their defensive line is going to be big, and that's going to be the true test for us. We can talk 3-0 till the cows come home, but when you play Michigan, either you're going to beat the mess out of them or they're going to beat the mess out of you. So you're going to have to be ready that game.
Yeah, I think, that's where, how do you juggle, Terrell? Let me ask you this. How do you juggle getting your guys ready to go for Michigan, but then also allowing them to move out of the way? And if you find yourself in a spot in a game to where you can move some guys into developmental roles where we get to see maybe at times Mekhi Nelson in the backfield instead of Emmett Johnson, how do you balance that part of it? The substitutions.
Reps.
Okay.
You got to get the guys ready. Here's the thing. You talk about getting the guys ready. These guys got to get themselves ready, Nick. When you play games like this is Michigan. This is not Southern Illinois or somebody who's coming into your backyard trying to take what's theirs. This is Michigan. If you can't get up for games like this, then probably don't need to be playing football. When I say that, it's like when we played Colorado, even though Oklahoma sucked when we played them, we still got up for that game because we knew the repercussions if we lost that game to a 5-6 Oklahoma team that wasn't very good, and we went out there and beat them 77-28.
Yeah.
So if you can't get yourself hyped for a game, then you're in the wrong business. A coach shouldn't have to get you hyped. They teach you enough to get you ready for the game, but to get you ready personally for the game, you got to get yourself ready.
Yeah. 402-464-5685. I'd expect the juice to be there next Thursday.
Yeah.
Right? Like how could it not be?
Yeah.
Right. Cincinnati, Nebraska, 8 p.m. kickoff. You're playing at Arrowhead. There's going to be a large contingent of Husker fans. I read a statistic the other day from Arrowhead Stadium that there have been, it was like 17,000 tickets sold more than they expected. So like Nebraska fans are
only
going to be there.
6,000 for Cincinnati.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
That's a far trip though.
Well, there's a little patch up there in the you see that little red and black or whatever they uniform is. Yeah, that's
it's a far drive.
Yeah. They should have kept it in Indy.
I think there's a lot of Husker fans that are happy they did not keep it in Indy.
Well, I wish it was in Indy. I could have went and got my granddaughter and brought her to the game.
There you go. Okay.
Now.
There's other things in play here, I suppose. Let's take a break. When we come back today in sports history, Nick Sander, Terrell Farley, it's The Drive 93.7 The Ticket.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today. Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful?, at myhealthymind.credibleminde.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com or call 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: patchy fog possible this morning, a slight chance of rain this afternoon. Otherwise, should see mainly sunny skies with a high around 90. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, a low around 66. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light variable winds with a high around 88. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer, Terrell Farley filling in for 80's back for the foreseeable future tomorrow. Obviously, underwent some back procedure stuff last week and taking care of some business there today. So he is back tomorrow and will be for he's telling me he doesn't have to get on a plane until late September. So that's nice for AD as we get ready for football season next week. So Terrell, thanks again for sitting in as always a pleasure. As we round out the 9 o'clock hour here, let's dive into some history. This has been a pretty, I don't want to say boring day in sports history, but there is one birthday. And Terrell, you're a baseball guy yourself, a fan of the Atlanta Braves that are having a okay, not so great season.
And the old Oakland A's.
Okay, and the no longer Oakland.
Yeah, when they was Oakland with
Just
Ricky
the A's.
Henderson and Jose Canseco,
Yes.
and I was a fan of that team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not anymore, though.
Not anymore.
Okay. Well, because now they're just the Athletics.
Yeah.
Potentially in the future, Las Vegas Athletics.
Oh, they're moving there too also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they tore down at one of the hotels like last year, and they're starting the building the stadium over there in Vegas. But in this day, on August 20th, 1973, turning 52 years old today, former Colorado Rockies first baseman Todd Helton. And what was always interesting about Todd Helton is that he doubled as a quarterback for the University of Tennessee. He played football and baseball for the University of Tennessee in 1993 and 1994. Ends up getting drafted by the San Diego Padres in the second round of the 1992 Major League Baseball draft out of high school in Knoxville, Tennessee, and decides to not go to professional ball. He got drafted in the second round and decided to still go to college. He ends up going to the University of Tennessee and ends up getting drafted first round, 8th overall in the 1995 Major League Baseball draft by the Colorado Rockies. Went on to have a Hall of Fame caliber career. He had a career batting average of .316, had 369 career home runs, over 1,400 career RBI. This was back when the Rockies were pretty respectable. Now, not so much. But Todd Helton finished top 10 in MVP voting for 3 or 4 years. He had multiple Gold Gloves. He's a 4-time Silver Slugger as well. I mean, Todd Helton had a really, really nice baseball career for a franchise that's struggling. Has won a batting title. He's in the Hall of Fame. And so Todd Helton turns 52 years old today. For your Braves, you brought him up. We only have about a minute and a half left in the segment here. You brought up your Atlanta Braves, Terrell. 57-69 on the season, my friend.
Yeah, we're bad. We're terrible. We can afford to chalk up a season. I mean, Chicago has chopped up.
Well, don't make this a Cubs conversation.
30 years of baseball.
I mean, it was over 100.
Yeah, 100 years.
Yeah, it was
of
over
baseball.
100.
So, we're not worried about it. We'll regroup when the offseason comes. We'll make adjustments. We'll see what we can do better. We're not a bad team. We just have bad pitching. I mean,
That's true. You guys have taken some lumps on the mound.
We're hitting the ball well. I mean, we scored 11 runs last night, 10 runs the other
That's
night
right.
before that. But, we got to get our
Against the
pitching
White
better.
Sox.
Yeah, against the White Sox, who's probably not better than the Cubs. But, it's all good. It's all good.
The Braves, they play the White Sox again tonight. Then they have an off day tomorrow, and then they host the New York Mets. Bill and Bennett, how about this one on the text line 402-464-5685? He says, how about the Cubs taking both games yesterday, Nick? Go Cubs, go. He also wants us to sing Lost My Baby. At some point, I don't think we can do that. We can't swap swap shows there.
1990 on this day, George Steinbrenner steps down as the Yankees owner.
And now the Yankees can't get out of their own way with their general manager, Brian Cashman.
Yeah, he's been there for years.
Which there's a little bit of drama. There's a little bit of drama with the New York Yankees right now because obviously Aaron Judge has been on the injured list the last couple of weeks. And Aaron Boone goes on this weekly podcast, and they call it Bantering with Boone. And they asked him, hey, where's Aaron Judge at right now in terms of getting back to throwing 100%? Like, has he thrown from outfield to bases, or is he just playing catch? And Aaron Boone was like, he's not close to 100%. I don't know if by the end of this season he'll get to 100%. So we could just see him at a DH role specifically, or exclusively just DHing for us going forward. But we'll see what happens. I saw him throw last week. He specifically said, Boone was like, I saw Aaron Judge throw last week. So then, before the game last night, Aaron Judge is asked, hey, how are you feeling throwing the baseball? Like, how are you feeling? And, asked about Boone's comments, their managers. And Aaron Judge said something along the lines of, he hasn't seen me throw the last 2.5 weeks. How does he know how close I am to 100%? And so there's, that's one of those things where if you're the front office, number one, you do not want to get Aaron Judge mad at you and ruffle feathers that way. Aaron Boone hasn't necessarily delivered on the expectations that the New York Yankees have had, but yet has still been extended. It just feels very, very awkward right now with the New York Yankees. With on that note that you mentioned with George Steinbrenner stepping down on this day in 1990, but now whether it's stuff that moves they make at the trade deadline, whether that is other free agent signings that they've tried to spend money. They've tried to spend money, both the Yankees and the Mets, and it has not necessarily worked out to their benefit yet.
Can't be great forever, Nick. Can't be great forever.
And you can't be bad forever either.
Yeah, just the Cubs.
Cubs are fine. They're 7 games behind. They play the Brewers again.
Yeah, the good wild card team.
It's a big opportunity this week for the Cubs, obviously, just because they have a chance to play the Brewers. It was some crazy statistic. Yesterday was the first day since July 25th and 26th, which was almost a full month ago, where the Brewers lost back-to-back games. Since July 4th, the Brewers have lost back-to-back games just once, and it was on July 25th and 26th.
What I want to do?
Crazy to think about.
You know what I want to do? I want to race that guy's speed, Flash.
Oh yeah,
Friezo, whatever it is.
Yep.
Give me a head start like that. He's losing. I'll probably pull a hand.
I was just saying, Terrell, you got to know when to fold him.
I'm 50 now.
Got to know when to hold him. How you feeling?
I feel great.
You look great.
I know.
Okay.
I cut my hair today.
Thanks, Nick.
Shave.
Let's step aside. Let's dive back into Husker football on the other side. We talk a little John Butler action when we come back. 10 o'clock hour, 93.7 The Ticket. It's The Drive. At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through August 24th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice Bacon Wrapped Sirloin for $5.88 each. USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast $6.99 per pound. Bone-in smoked pork chops for $4.99 per pound. And Dungeness Crab Clusters $29.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the 2nd season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Link to Literacy's 3rd annual Wordstock event will be at Antelope Park on Saturday, August 23rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a community book swap festival with fun for the entire family and for all ages. Enjoy food trucks, kids activities, a reading corner with celebrity narrators, including Brian Helton, President and CEO, Director of Parks and Recreation, UNL athletes, and more. And of course, free books for all kids and adults. Go to linktoliteracy.org to get the full story and then make your plans to attend Wordstock.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is the 10 o'clock hour here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer, Terrell Farley with me today. AD back for good tomorrow. 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line are both open for you guys the entire show today. Let's clean up some of these here as we get going. Gus Mohawk says, if you consider that Matt Rule and Dylan Raiola changed offensive coordinators mid-season, he's a freshman in the Big Ten Conference. The only freshman to do better was Christian Hackenberg. He says not too shabby. That's talking about Dylan Raiola's season last year. People were calling me negative earlier because I supposedly did a dig on Logan Smothers. I like Logan Smothers. I was also it was always enjoyable because after Lo Smo transferred out of Nebraska, he played at Jacksonville State, and Jacksonville State was was one of the resident teams to always play on like a Wednesday or a Thursday night. And so on those games on ESPN, you just knew, hey, we're going to see Jacksonville State. Rich Rodriguez was the head coach of Jacksonville State, and you're going to see Lo Smo playing a game.
I took a visit there.
Did you really?
Yep. They was Division II national champions back in 93.
So, okay, this is just for my own sake. Walk me through who you kind of all talked to coming out of JUCO.
Well, this was out of high school.
Okay, out of high school.
I didn't have the grades out of high school. Didn't really think I was going to get a scholarship. Then they started flowing in. Had Florida come talk to me. Had Clemson
out of
high school.
High school. Okay.
Yeah, before they found out I didn't have the score. Took a visit to Jacksonville State. Took a visit to Savannah State.
Okay.
Mike Bobo uncle.
Oh, interesting.
Was the head coach at Arkansas State. So they was just now going D1, Division I. So I ended up signing a Prop 48 with Arkansas State out of high school. Probably a couple of weeks later, say March, JUCO, two coaches came to see me. They had a game plan. They talked a good game, and I followed that game plan, and I ended up going to Independence. The guy who recruited me, James Shebest, he is now the special teams coach at Purdue.
Okay. Under Barry Odom.
Yeah.
Under first year head coach Barry Odom.
He was at Arkansas.
Yeah.
A couple of years before that. He was a straight up guy. You know, he said, look, this is a good league. This is probably a league you're probably going to dominate if we get you on the right path. And that helped me out. So, you know, just if you change patterns of how you do things, because, you know, patterns what make life go around. But, you know, it was something that I believe in, and I took a chance on it, Nick. I didn't know how this JUCO thing was gonna
of course
go.
Not.
I took that route, and it ended up being the best route for me that I could ever make.
Do you think we're getting away from guys going JUCO just because in with the transfer portal the way it is? And I was expecting this conversation at 10:30, but we can do this now actually. Is AD and I kind of talked about yesterday when we were discussing Jalen George and Jameer Khan and a couple of those guys that Nebraska staff has specifically mentioned. They go from a place, for Jalen George's case, East Tennessee State, and that entire town of Johnson County, Tennessee, has 79,000 people, which is a good number, but it's nothing like Nebraska, nothing like the facilities that Nebraska has. It gives them more motivation to get to a place like this? Because like I understand JUCO, a lot of guys will go to JUCO because of grades, maybe off-field issues, whatever the case may be. But now we're seeing more and more guys choose to go to a mid-major or an FCS and say, okay, I'll spend time at North Dakota State or I'll spend time at South Dakota State just to know that I'm going to make the next jump to a Division I program.
How many times did that fairy tale work, though? I mean,
Good point.
I haven't
Great
seen
point.
it work for so many people, but it probably worked for one or two players, but only time can tell.
Yeah.
Because if he was great at Tennessee State, he's got to be good here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if not, then
Different caliber of football.
You'll hear about it.
I think it's interesting because you mentioned like how many times does the fairy tale work? And it kind of set off a light bulb in my mind of, even though we are now, almost 5 full years, about 5 years into the NIL game, there's no cookie cutter foolproof way to operate. And what I mean by that is whether, and this kind of transcends and crosses over from sport to sport, but I think about Miami basketball, the University of Miami basketball, where they were some of the first bigger spenders in the NIL department. Obviously, you have the big booster, John Ruiz, down there in the University of Miami that funnels money into that program. And it has not worked for the University of Miami basketball program. You look at other football programs that have tried to invest dollars after dollars into their programs. And that's why I think the Texas Tech story right now is going to be fascinating to kind of see how it unfolds, because they did a dramatic overhaul and they were not, it was blank check after blank check. And does that just automatically result in wins?
No.
And so that's where it goes back to, there's no cookie cutter foolproof way to say, yeah, this is the perfect way. This is the ideal way to operate in this day and age.
Having a bunch of 5 stars on one team is like having a bunch of girls that's all 10s in the same room.
Is it just not realistic?
It's not realistic.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know where you were going with that one.
How can you get these guys on? I mean, kudos to Texas Tech, but I don't know how it works. I just don't see it.
Well, Texas A&M would tell you that it hasn't worked.
Take Jimbo Fisher. All the classes he had, number one. Just because you spent $20 million, $30, $50 million on your offseason doesn't mean all these guys are going to click together. You got so many different attitudes and personalities. And
let me ask you this. If you were a head coach, GM, head of an athletic department, are you investing in the players or in the resources for the players?
Probably the resources for the players.
Interesting.
You got to make them feel comfortable. You got to make them feel wanted. Just because you give them so much money that some things still don't work. It's like NFL guys signing the big contracts and be a bust. This could happen to Texas Tech. It can. Yeah. It's not written in stone that they're gonna win the Big 10. Big 12. You still have to go out there and play the game. Still have to be coached. You still, and sometimes it takes offensive line 2-3 years to get on the same page together. Sometimes it takes defensive linemen. Everybody's got to have to play their role. You got to have a smart defense.
That's where if you utilize the portal too much and you become too old, then you are not only potentially hindering your ability to gel in the short term, but long term, like in the next 2 to 3 years. Nebraska's in a very fortuitous position right now, I think, because the largest number of bodies is in the sophomore class. That's where they have the most bodies, just from a number standpoint. Now, is that the most talent from top to bottom? Maybe. I couldn't tell you. That's going to have guys like Riley Van Poppel and Ja'Cory Barney and obviously Dylan Raiola in those conversations. But if that number was instead in the senior group, then it might pay dividends in 2025. But then how much of a wholesale change are you doing in 2026?
Yeah, because you're only bringing guys in for 1 year. These 1 year wonders, sometimes they don't work. I mean, sometimes,
Yeah,
you know,
amen,
we're going to find that out pretty soon here in the next couple of weeks. But, you know, everything's not greener on the other side just because you got these guys. These guys got to, I mean, Nick, when I talk about defense-wise, when you played with guys for over a year, you learn their patterns. You got to learn what that defensive tackle is doing. You got to know what that to run a perfect blitz. The defensive end, defensive tackle, linebacker has to be on the same page.
Are you able to do that in practice, or is that just when the bullets are flying?
No, you got to be able to do it in practice. You got to know.
Okay.
You got to know what that guy is doing.
You can make strides in practice. It doesn't have to be.
You just can't run it.
Saturday.
You just can't run it one time and think you got it. You got to run it several 20, 30 times of in practice to know that it's correct. Because if that guy don't go down and I can't blitz off his butt, then hey, we're on the wrong page.
Yeah, and you look at okay, so then let's translate that to Nebraska here, and using this season as the conversation piece, where Nebraska has a lot of guys that are going to be playing together for the first time, and I don't mean this in any like depth chart top to bottom order. I'm just naming guys as they come to my mind. It's obviously Riley Van Poppel's been here, but then it's Dasan McCullough is new, and Marquise Watson Trent is new. Williams Nwaneri is new. Cam Lenhart took a year off, but did not play very much in 2024. Javen Wright is incredibly experienced, right, for this front seven or whatever position they choose to have him as there. There's a lot of new bodies that we just listed off, and it might be a good thing that Nebraska has the runway, the gradual takeoff to the season that we are kind of talking about, though, because there is going to be, I think, a lot that us as consumers and as viewers learn about this team. But I think maybe in that locker room, from that defensive standpoint, like you kind of talked about, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of learning that takes place between the guys, especially up front.
Learning on the fly. That's what you call it. You got to learn on the run. Thing about this defense is always going to be about the front front three. How to replace Ty. How to replace Nash. I mean, do those guys live up to those expectations of Nash and Ty?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know that.
Is that unfair for us to have that expectation?
No.
Or for us to sit here and go, all right, Riley, we need you to be this year's Ty Robinson?
One of them got to do it. Somebody got to do it.
Somebody has to step up.
Yeah, I mean, we ask that question every year. We lose Christian. Hey, Jeff Ogard hop in there. You lose Jason. Jason Wilkes hop in there. You lose Tomich. Mike Rucker steps in there. Chad Kelsey steps in there. You always got to have a guy ready. And don't care if they're young or not. They just got to be ready.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't a choice. It's by demand. Either you're going to be ready or you're going to be left behind. And we're going to have to figure that out come playing a running team. Like, are we going to be able to keep the quarterback in the pocket?
I think the other part is just knowing the landscape that Nebraska has to play against. And this is not me pushing the panic button. Like the case is still on the panic button. I haven't lifted it up like deal or no deal style. I haven't even opened up the case yet. But my thing is, in the Big Ten Conference, when it gets to late October throughout November, and you're facing these heavy run game teams that just wear you down, is the depth that we're talking about now with the plethora of names still available, right? Because depth and the ability to sub guys in and out and keep as fresh of bodies as you can, because not only will it be the conditions of the game, it will also be games 7 through 10 of the season, 7 through 12 of the season. But then on top of that, health of guys, and then over the course of a game, smaller scope, the wear and tear throughout a Saturday. Are you able to keep enough fresh bodies on the field? And because if not, there's games, whether it's Iowa, whether it's Penn State, even potentially USC, that could get out of hand if you can't stop or at least minimize the running attack from the opponent.
I'm not a fan of substitution.
Okay.
I'm a fan of old school football where we don't take me out until the fourth quarter if we're blowing the yacht.
Yeah.
But
we know that's probably not going to be the case for Nebraska.
That's not going to be the case
Hasn't been for under Tony White, and I would imagine John Butler's similar.
I think you stop fellas groove when you switch them in and out. Is that backup going to be half as decent as the starter?
Yeah,
that's the question. How's that guy from Middle Tennessee going to be? How's that guy from Mississippi State gonna be? You know, that's what we're going to have to wait and see. We're in a wait and see effect, Nick. We're that's it.
I think especially with stuff up front, I think we are.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait. I mean, you're not gonna be able
not so much with the defensive secondary.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to define this defensive line until you play Michigan. And I'm sorry to tell you, we could rah and yay for the first 3 games, but you're not gonna see anything totally till you see eyes against that blue jersey.
Terrell, don't take away our optimism after these first 3 games.
I'm not taking away anything. That's what I mean.
I'm messing.
Yeah, I mean you gotta play. You seen what Michigan did to Alabama at the end of the season. You know, like Michigan came alive at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, don't let this probation thing or whatever you coach not being there think it's going to be a cakewalk.
IQ Crew says junior colleges will still be an asset in college football. Roster limits are trending down. That means talent will take a trickle-down effect as well. Potentially, I think IQ Crew, you could also argue that mid-major football is going to get better, right? There's going to be guys, especially out of high school and out of other areas, that will say, hey, I can go to we referenced them earlier in the show, Northern Illinois, where they have an organized NIL budget. They have everything kind of organized and set in stone. And this is the way Thomas Hammock is going to run his program. They've upset some teams. They're going to give you opportunities to get film against some of the big dogs as well. And then at the end of the day, give you a chance to win. And I think that we could see the mid-major level football getting a little bit better as well, because some of the talent that could be second or third on a depth chart at a Power 5 institution can start. And guys, like, guys still want to play.
Here's the thing about JUCO, Nick. They get to save their eligibility. So
100%, you're right.
Sometimes you're gonna have to.
Great point.
You're gonna have to go that route because there's still great athletes in junior college. Not as many as there used to be, but you're gonna find a lot of cream. A lot of them guys gonna be there for you. I had a guy text me the other day that it's a kid in Independence, Kansas, from my hometown. He went to Independence last week, and he started it already. So, you know, I'm waiting on that phone call from that kid so I can, you know, try to keep him in the Midwest up here.
I'm trying to find. I actually have Independence's rosters pulled up. I'm trying to find it on the.
Okay, the kid name. I got the kid name is Hold on.
I'm trying to find it on the fly. If we can't find it, that's okay.
No, the kid.
Oh, Brunswick.
No, Zay Billings.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna do this live on air here. Okay, so they must. You said he just joined?
Probably a week ago.
Okay, so they might not have him on the roster yet.
Zay, yeah, well, he's out there practicing.
They might not have him on the online roster.
Yeah.
So, which is fine, but yeah, it's interesting when you look at these JUCO rosters, and it kind of gives you an appreciation because. Here's the deal. They
don't even have the 10-man rock. Like, they don't even have the out-of-state rule anymore.
No.
So that's better.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's fascinating because, like, look at this. So there's guys from all over the country. In Miami Gardens, Florida, New Jersey, El Paso, Texas, Baltimore, Alma, Georgia, Baltimore again, Tallahassee, Florida, Chandler, Arizona, Leesburg, Virginia, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Holland, Michigan, Pensacola again, Wichita, Kansas, which isn't very far, obviously, from Independence, Riverton, Kansas, Dallas, Texas. It's interesting. Denver, Colorado's on there, Wiley, Texas, Las Vegas. These coaches at the JUCO level, they make it a national recruiting search. Like it's pretty interesting to just kind of do some deep dives on some of these JUCO rosters. But no, nonetheless, I think that everything we kind of said here is important to kind of mention. Byron the Hog Farmer pushed back on some of the stuff that I was saying earlier. You said Minnesota and Iowa are old school teams. Everyone else is spread out a little bit more. Michigan isn't running much power. It's our defensive athleticism. He goes, I like our defensive athleticism. I think you're right to an extent, Byron. What I would say, though, is where have those teams had the most success in years past? When you think about Michigan and the two-headed running back of that they used to have with Blake Corum as the starter and then Donovan Edwards, 2 years ago. You look at what Penn State is having this year. That game in Happy Valley, just for what we expect the game conditions to be, colder, November, late November, more specifically, towards the end of the year, you probably give a slight edge to a team that has two NFL caliber running backs when that's kind of their identity over a team that there are still a little bit of questions. Now, hopefully by week 11, Terrell, we're not having questions about Nebraska's running back room.
Show her we don't.
Right. So there's that type of conversation as well. I just think, and this isn't me saying that Nebraska doesn't have a chance to win games. That's one thing we've talked about. Nebraska needs to do better. Is they need to win games that maybe they're not favored in, that don't fit their strengths to a T. They got to figure out ways to maybe turn the tide a little bit than they have in years past. So good stuff. You're absolutely right, Byron. Yeah, teams are changing, schemes are changing as well. But at the end of the day, I think we can all agree that what happens up front in the lines can really decide a game, especially in the Big Ten Conference, especially when the conditions on the field might not be the most favorable.
Yeah, especially when that offensive line averages 320, 6'5", 320 guys.
That's where I was really impressed last year with like Michigan against Bama in the bowl game.
Yeah.
Where they were able to dominate the line of scrimmage in the way that they were, because we hadn't seen Michigan do that throughout the year. Maybe flashes, but not consistently, right? So I guess maybe we could talk about this in the next segment as we're up against the clock here. But where Nebraska football could have a positive feeling is going into Michigan. If you, as an offensive line unit or even defensive line unit, have 3 games under your belt where you dominantly controlled the line of scrimmage from start to finish.
Yeah.
What can that do for your mental psyche? I want to get your thoughts on that in a little bit, Terrell. We'll also talk John Butler specifically, because this is a guy that now he's going to be the man. He's going to be the dude in charge of an entire side of the ball for the first time since 2013 when he was with Penn State. He's been secondaries coach. He's been all over. He's done stuff, been pass game coordinator and stuff like that, but hasn't been the one. And so we'll talk about John Butler when we come back as well. A big season ahead for the Huskers, and especially that defensive coordinator, that defensive room with a lot of new faces, not only playing on the field, but also coaching them on the sidelines. We'll step aside. The Drive continues next. Nick Sainert, Terrell Farley filling in for Aaron Davis today. Only 30 minutes left in the show. It's flying on by on a Wednesday. We'll be right back.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning, a slight chance of rain this afternoon. Otherwise, should see mainly sunny skies with a high around 90. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, a low around 66. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light and variable winds with a high around 88. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through August 24th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice Bacon Wrapped Sirloin for $5.88 each, USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast $6.99 per pound, bone-in smoked pork chops for $4.99 per pound, and Dungeness Crab Clusters $29.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer, Terrell Farley alongside. Make sure you stay tuned. In about 30 minutes after we're done here, one-on-one with DP will take you up until the 1 o'clock hour, and then Bach in the black shirt from 1 to 3.
Nick, I got something I want to
what's up? What's on your mind, Terrell?
I'm looking at some of the biggest offensive lines. When we finna start talking defense-wise, but
that's all right. Same thing.
Penn State, 6'5", average 6'5", 320. Clemson, 6'5", 309. Texas, 6'4", 318. Georgia, 6'5", 320. Ohio State, 6'5", 322. And Notre Dame, 6'5", 303. You know why I wanted to talk about this part?
Why?
Because these are teams that make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we have to be ready as a defensive line to, I don't know if we're going to be able to overpower these guys, but we got to be able to trick them or stun them or do something to confuse them.
How much do you read into the three down man front, four guys down in the dirt? Like, how much do you read into that type of conversation? Does it matter? Because now, you can be multiple.
It does matter on certain plays.
Okay, because you can be Husker fans, we infatuate ourselves at times with the 3-3-5 conversation, and Nebraska should do this. Nebraska should be 4-3 because they don't have as much size up front. And it's while yes, there are a lot of educated opinions out there, there's also halfway educated opinions of from people, even myself included, where we haven't been there. We haven't been on the field in those moments. And so from your perspective, to where when you can bring maybe a guy like Deshaun up to the line, or you can bring a guy like Williams-Nwaneri around the edge, Like, walk us through what you would do with how you would kind of scheme up this defensive front for Nebraska, understanding the size that they have. You look at the size that Nebraska has up front. Williams-Nwaneri, 6'7", 265. Jalen George, the transfer from that East Tennessee State that we talked about, 6'3", 285. Gabe Moore from Mississippi State, 6'5", 290. Obviously, there is Riley Van Poppel, 6'5", 295. Cam Lenhart, 6'3", 270. Elijah Judy, 6'3", 300. Knowing the size that Nebraska has, how would you organize and scheme?
6'3" what?
6'3", 300 for Elijah Judy. You don't believe that?
No.
Well, that's what he's listed at. So we have to,
I just seen Judy.
Yeah. So we got to go with that, though. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Understanding the size. That was funny. Understanding the size that Nebraska has. How would you, if you were John Butler, draw up this front four, front seven, if you will?
Van Poppel at a tackle.
Okay.
Davis at a tackle.
Okay.
Lenhart at the end.
Yep.
Nwili at the end.
Yep. So 4 down.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shavers. Trent.
Yep.
Marquise Trent Watson and McCullum.
Okay.
So I'm taking out a DB. I was thinking we need 5 DBs. I'm just saying.
Well, you wonder
unless you're gonna put that Rover really up to the line and make him really be that guy. And we haven't seen that for the last 2 or 3 years.
And I would imagine that it matters who you're playing against. Like, right? Like what they do well. Because you might do it differently against Penn State than you would against, trying to think, Ohio State.
I would
Ohio
probably
State
have to
can
do
beat you on the perimeter really well.
When you talk about Penn State, who has the biggest offensive line in college football, you're going to want to have a 4-man down. I don't think running a 3-3-5 is going to help you against especially a team like that with great running backs. Because here's the thing, Nick, if they don't have to double anybody, their job is easy.
You mean double in the secondary?
No, if
or
they
where
don't,
at?
if they don't
double.
if
the offensive line doesn't have to double.
If the offensive line doesn't double.
Yes, I thought you meant Nebraska.
Those linebackers are so much reachable.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Yes.
You're in trouble. The good thing, I try to stay away from the 90s because their athletes are not like our athletes was when we played.
No.
If you got tackles like Christian and Jason and ends like Winston and Talmadge, makes the job more easier for the linebackers.
Yeah, for you guys.
For the linebackers. Because one of those guys, you got 2 defensive ends who's All-American. They both gonna need doubling. You got a first rounder D tackle, 3rd rounder D tackle. You're gonna have to double.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pull. You got to run counters. You're gonna have to run misdirections. So if you're not demanding double downs or even kick out blocks, they're going to reach right to the linebackers and cut them off.
Yeah.
And now we're going to see the running back in the back, in the defensive back.
Automatically get to the second and third level.
Easily.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how Nebraska does defensively. I'm a couple of the other things. I'm intrigued to see the substitution method. Like what's the method to the madness here, right? Because in those front 7 that you just listed, Javen Wright was not included. We know Javen's going to be a big part of this team.
I would use him as a good 3rd down.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there's also guys up front that we had not mentioned. Elijah Judy wasn't in that list, in that conversation.
Great backup guy.
Yeah, right. So so there is, when do they call on certain guys to maybe do some things in certain down and distance packages? When do they kind of lean on some guys? Like we know, and he's not a favorite for Husker fans, I'm sure, but we know when they were going to bring in a guy like James Williams last year, and when Tony White and Terrence Knighton wanted to go with James Williams coming off the edge and things like that. There were times where they lined up Nash on the outside. Like, do we see them maybe try to do that at times with Keona Davis? Do they want to go? Not that that's where it's just to kind of confuse some things, because Keona can move well for his size. And so I just like, this is where I look at it and go, okay, you went into the portal and you got Keona Davis back, right? How are you going to use him and utilize him to where it made it worth not only his while to come back, but also your financial investment to come back? Because that's what we're in. That's the day we're in, unfortunately.
Yeah, everything is a way to see progress. Like we can only go so far for what they tell us.
For sure.
For what they say in their conference.
1,000.
Yeah, we can't go by because we can't see it. I mean, I've been to practice, but I can't tell it. You know, I mean, like everything's hidden behind the walls right now until game day. Nobody's going to really be honest with you about anything until we point it out or see it ourselves on game film come Thursday night.
You know what's funny is one of the guys that you did not mention in that list, and I'm holding you to it. No, I'm kidding. Is Vincent Shavers.
Vincent Shavers, he's a starter.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect.
He's a starter.
Maybe I missed that.
He's a starter. Vincent, you got to play a guy like Shavers because he needs to rest.
He's in there at some point.
He's a great fill-in. You did get McCullum. You still got the other kid who's a jack who's moving up also. So you could take those jacks and put them at defensive ends too on third down. So you could take McCullum, bring him down, probably bring Javen in there on a third down package. You could take out, it's a lot you could do, but at the same time, it's got to make perfectly good sense.
I'm fascinated to see, and I've referenced these games, the first three, and maybe I need to stop, pigeonholing myself into these first three. But I think in these, I'm interested to see what happens with those guys that are on fringe. Like, okay, is Nebraska redshirting these guys, or are they somebody that can do something more than 4 games this year? Jordan Ochoa is in that conversation at the linebacker position as a 6'4", 240-pound redshirt freshman out of Castle Rock, Colorado. What's Jordan Ochoa able to do? Willis McGahee is in that conversation, obviously, as well. We heard a lot of positive things about Jacob Bauer in the spring. Haven't heard so much about him in the fall, but heard about him in the spring a little bit. Then there's just a lot of those names that you wonder. Dawson Merritt, do we get to see him for 3 or 4 games this year just to get his feet underneath him, right? And so I guess, that's time will tell, but the starters and the guys that will play have to take care of business in the first 3 quarters if they want to allow those types of guys, the Ochoas of the world, the other guys that might not play as many reps in November, to see the field here in August.
Starts with John Butler. Is he going to be conservative, or is he going to, let him loose? I mean, first game, we don't know. We don't know.
I think they're going to let him loose. There's something to be said about it, to where, simply said, when the bullets are flying for the players, we talk about it all the time. What about when the bullets are flying as a coordinator?
Yeah.
Like, what do you sink into? What do you lean on? What group do you lean on? There's a lot. I mean, there's that conversation as well. There will be, I'm sure, a feeling out process for some of these coaches in these first couple of games. There's guys that are in new roles. You have Phil Simpson on the staff, obviously. We know Coach Braden is there. Rob Dvorak is the only holdover on the defensive staff, in addition to John Butler, obviously. But Addison Williams, Phil Snow, we know, is involved with the defensive backs as the associate head coach. I'm curious to see the feeling out process throughout the course of a game. But then, like you said, how much do you learn in games 1 through 3?
Yeah, I think Phil Snow is the X factor.
Okay,
because he's a former defensive coordinator. He's more of the hey, John, if you need me, I'm here.
Sure.
Or John, you need to do this. I see this. I see that. I mean, it's not trying to. Phil Snow don't want that job.
It's not trying to micromanage.
Yeah, if he wanted it, he probably would have had it by now. But he's here to help. So John needs to take that help and run with it and then keep just. I don't know, Nick. I'm just ready for some football. That's probably.
I'm ready to talk about what we actually saw and not what we could see.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all at that point of the offseason where kind of all the haze in the not for the team, but for us, it's like all the haze in the barn. Let's just go see how it all plays out.
Yeah, I just got a cup full of ice, no Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready? When will be the first time that you could potentially fill it up? Michigan?
Yeah.
So not until September 20th. A month from today.
A month from today.
We'll learn whether or not Nebraska's for real.
Yep.
All right.
First 3 games won't tell you nothing.
You heard it from Terrell, but we can still have fun.
We can still have fun. We can roll with it.
There it is.
Yep.
Let's close out the show, get you ready for one-on-one with DP when we come back.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: patchy fog possible this morning, a slight chance of rain this afternoon. Otherwise, should see mainly sunny skies with a high around 90. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, a low around 66. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light variable winds with a high around 88. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Lincoln Lighthouse's Executive Director Bill Mitchner educates listeners on the history of Lighthouse, their mission, and how you can get involved in shaping today's youth into tomorrow's adults. Every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There are great Mexican restaurants all over town, but there is one that is especially worth the drive from any part of town. Tacos Los Hermanos at 70th and Havelock. Cool off this summer with a delicious horchata or other special drinks, and grab one of their famous taco boxes for a group of friends or coworkers to enjoy, full of birria tacos and many other options. Don't forget their great desserts like tres leches, flan, and cheesecake. Get to Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Teachers bring the tools, parents bring the passion, and together we build champions. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. The best learning happens when we're all on the same team. Parents, teachers, and schools working together. Stay connected, ask questions, celebrate effort, because when we support each other, every student wins. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Old School with Foreman and Orman.
Any tips for a dad who just volunteered to be a YMCA flag football coach less than a week before the season started because no one else had volunteered to coach the fifth graders up to that point?
Tylenol for your headache.
Put some in your cup. Put some in your cup. And make sure your contract is 1 year only.
Medicate, bro.
Frank Reich. Frank Reich at Stanford.
Yep.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in one final time on a Wednesday before we hand things off to DP for one-on-one with DP from 11 to 1, and then obviously Bach in the black shirt 1 to 3, and then Old School from 3 to 6 here with you on a Wednesday. Already August 20th, if you can believe it, just 8 days away from Husker football season. Feels like just yesterday we were kind of wrapping up the bowl game stuff in New York and kind of turning our attention to the spring practice and everything, and now here we are almost just 7 days away, 7.5, 8 days away from Husker football and all the festivities that are going to be taking place down in Kansas City. Reminder now, get your tickets for Blur events. Jake, myself will be down there. We'll be down there for the Husker game with Blur events. There's also an event going to be going on here in Lincoln that we'll tell you more about in due time as well. And so there's going to be plenty of stuff. We'll have our usual pregame coverage, our postgame coverage. Stay tuned for all of that. And then obviously on Friday night, we start off our high school football coverage with Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln North Star taking place from Seacrest Field. Jay Foreman will join me on the call for that game as well. All right. By the way, those tickets for Blur Events, blurevents.com. Just a couple of minutes here left in the show here, Terrell. Terrell, I guess one burning question, because this will be the last time that for the foreseeable future that you and I will be on a show together, barring pregame segments. One burning question that you have 8 days out about Nebraska football. What is it? I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, so I apologize. We went in depth on the defense.
Return game.
Oh, special teams.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are we say this every year.
Right.
Are we going to be able to return punts? Well, Ja'Cory Barney said he was going to be the best punt returner. He was going to lead the nation in punt return. I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have so much faith in Ja'Cory Barney that he's probably my favorite player on the team.
Which
doesn't have to be a 5-star to be my favorite.
Yeah.
This guy does his work. Would like to see, we just haven't blown the roof off a kickoff return or a punt return in years. And that's one point that they win games.
Yeah.
Points for special teams win games.
It's almost as if also just don't be in the negative for special teams, right? Like I think a lot of it for Nebraska has been a lot of negative the last couple of years. How can you find a time to where you can either just be slightly above zero, slightly positive, and you're making progress? We're not asking, I think, to be the one of the top special teams programs in the country. But if you can at least have it impact the game in your favor, then that's something that Nebraska hasn't been able to do the last couple of years.
Yeah, hopefully Eckler has it right.
And that's, obviously at punter, we know it's Archie Wilson. There's still we're going to know more about the kicking game next week. If not this week, I believe we hear from Matt Rule. Oh, they changed some things around because
today
of the Thursday.
4?
No, we hear. So today it's Marcus Satterfield, EJ Barthel, and a couple of players later on today. And then next week, or I believe we hear from Matt Rule either Friday or Saturday. Normally he's been talking on Saturdays. However, with the game being on a Thursday instead of a more traditional Saturday, they adjusted the schedule just a little bit to for that reason.
Should practice Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, probably go walkthroughs Friday, Saturday practice, Sunday practice, Monday practice. Tuesday will be shorts. Yep. Wednesday will be a leave day.
Yeah, travel day.
Thursday's game day.
Yeah. Just like that.
My question for you, though,
that's
Nick,
crazy.
My question for you, I asked this question to Bach yesterday.
What you got?
Do you take the bus or you fly?
They'll fly.
I'll take the bus.
They'll fly.
I'll take the bus.
They'll fly.
I'm just saying.
What is that flight to? I will admit I've never flown to KC International.
15 minutes probably.
I was gonna say.
I took a flight from Chicago to Fort Wayne, Indiana. I was in the air for 20 minutes. 22 minutes.
All right. Flights to Kansas City. A 1 hour, it says a direct flight from Lincoln to KC is 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
That might include all the check-in times and everything, getting through security.
Yeah, they catch the
That's not
plane
real.
on the tarmac.
They're not worried about it.
Yeah, they never go to the airport.
No. But if you do fly LNK, they quick check-in times, though. We're out of here. Terrell, thank you, my friend.
All right, no problem, Nick.
AD is back tomorrow. One-on-one with DP coming up next.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game.